Peace, lovies. It's Amira, also known as Blissfully Mindful, back at you with another Living Mindfully video. About to get out the car. Seems like it's some kind of festival. I'm not sure. I don't know. It looked like it might be kind of boring, but we just like to check out all the festivals, boring or not. We just check them out, and if they're boring, we just leave. But anyway, we're about to go in here, and oh my goodness, just popped in also to let you know. So the 3-day detox went exquisitely well. I hope you all did it with me. Did you all cheat? Did you last for 3 days? Did you even attempt? Oh my goodness. Or are you doing yours late? You are my hair. I think I actually styled it lopsided. It's like really lopsided. Okay. Did you all try at least? Like, if you didn't, you still got time. It's still summer solstice time and stuff, so you can still try. But if you haven't already done so, definitely try at least. You know, you're gonna feel really good afterwards. You're gonna feel lighter, obviously. But I'm not gonna go into depth because ill. But you know, I don't know, you get some clarity, and for me that's the main thing. You know, I always, every time I get some mental clarity, and I get some like epiphany about something that I really needed one for during that time, and this was no different. Same thing, got some much needed clarity on some stuff. So yeah, for me it was very very wonderful this time. So I definitely hope you all try it. Anyway, let's go on in here and check out this festival. I'm not sure, it only goes on for, it's interesting because well, I think it just started. Maybe that's why it's still kind of like empty looking. But I need to go to the grocery store though, so I don't know how long I can give it. Honestly, I just think even if I give it longer, it's just still not going to be all that. But anyway, we're going to see. So we're here. I don't even know what is the name of this one, you all, so I can tell you. I don't know. This one is just called Celebrate Juneteenth, and it's in Brooklyn, Northeast DC community. And anyway, I mean, we're going to check it out. Like I said, if it's not all that, we'll leave. And I definitely have other stuff to do, so I'm not really worried about it. But anyway, I'll see you all in a minute. Oh, you know what, just because I'm sitting here anyway, just a quick chit chat because you know, again, all my clarity and stuff. But you all know just how I said, I think I spoke about this before, just about being happy for people with their chosen path of life. I just feel like and I've been like going around like family and stuff, and I don't know, family sometimes can be just the most judgmental. And just, I would just like to encourage everyone else out there, if you do deal with that, you know, like maybe you have an untraditional life path, you know, chosen life path, and you've decided to do something untraditional. You don't want to go, you know, do the same thing that everyone else does. You want to pave your own path, light your own path, you know, do your own thing. Please do it. Please do it. You know, do not be discouraged by, you know, the judgment and, you know, the I don't know, all the opinions of everybody and stuff about what they feel like you should do, because they're living their life and you're living yours. You don't live in someone else's life. So just stay focused on what you're doing, and for you, you know, and for your own mental sanity and your spiritual development and just your whole evolution overall. Just do what, just do you though. Do what feels good to you. Because at the end of the day, that's what matters. You know, you don't want to have spent so many years living for other people to have all this dissatisfaction as a result. You know, you want to, what is the dog doing? You want to live, you know, and have looked back and said, wow, I enjoyed every minute of that. You know, just be very intentional about every decision, every life choice, every part of your life path. You know, it's a creative adventure, and you get to craft it exactly the way that you want. And I just really want everybody to just always know that you can do that, whatever it is, at whatever stage of life you're in. Because maybe you're a little older and you've decided to do something untraditional. You've decided to maybe take a chance on yourself and just do something really different. And you know, maybe it's not, doesn't meet the approval or whatever of everyone that you know, whether it's close friends, family, or whatever. And, you know, just do what feels good to you, because in the end of the day, is that gratifying to you? Is that fulfilling? Is that helping you to grow and expand and to become more conscious of who you truly are? Is that doing that for you? If it is, go ahead, go for it. You know, you don't have to live, like I said, you don't have to live for other people. You live for yourself, and that's just all it is. So I just wanted to say that, put that out there. Something annoying that happened, and I just had to kind of process it and let it go, because that's what you do. You know, you just process it and you let it go. You just don't take on anyone else's baggage, because I feel like when you start to judge someone else's life, it's because you're really judging your own, and you're not confident in your own choices, and you know, you have resentment and whatever else you've got going on, and you're kind of projecting that onto someone else. Because if you can't see all the joy and the beauty in someone else's life, then I know you can't see it in your own, because you're nitpicking and you're trying to find, you know, what you perceive to be flaws and things that, you know, just aren't positive, and things that you don't agree with, and whatever. You know, it's like when you're looking for that, it's because you're seeing too much of it in your own life. And that's just what I know. Okay, that's what's happening. It is what's happening, because everything that you do is a projection of what's going on internally. Everything you do externally. So it's like when you do things like that, you're telling me a lot of information about yourself that honestly I prefer not to have. I really don't even want to know all that about you. So it's just like, I don't know, sometimes for me it's best just keep those opinions to yourself, and just be happy for me where I am in my life and the path that I've chosen and what I'm doing, because I sure am. I'm going to be, whether you agree with it or not. And so it's kind of like a waste of time for all of us to even have this conversation. And so I hope this conversation though did help someone out there. But anyway, finally, you all, we're about to go in here in this festival, because it's getting hot in this car, and I'm just ready to check it out and see if I want to stay. So anyway, let's go. We got the dog with us, because you know, she's hanging, and I think she's getting hot anyway. So anyway, let's go. Doing a chit chat in the car while I'm charging. Last night we were watching Creed 3. Did you all see it? Comment below. What did you think? I thought it was really good. And that led us to watch the Mike Tyson documentary. And this was, I know he's got a lot of documentaries, but it was from 2009, I believe. But it was so, oh my gosh, that was so good. Like, if you haven't seen that, definitely check it out. I do think it's on Prime. But yeah, so anyway, after watching both of those, I don't know, we were watching like fight movies or whatever last night. So I know it sounds crazy, I'm blissfully mindful, but I'm sorry y'all, I love fights. Like I do, like, oh my god, I like fight video games, I like to watch fights. Like, I know it's the craziest thing, a yogi and stuff, like, but it's very crazy. But you know, you all already know my duality, you know how I roll. So yeah, that's just my other side, I guess. But maybe in a past life I was a warrior or something, I don't know. I love fights though. I love to watch fights, mixed martial art, like I like anything, boxing, like I just like watching fights. So anyway, yeah, we were doing like fight documentaries and movies and whatever last night, and so it was like, what came up was, for me, and I guess also probably because I'm doing this detox, and when I get to doing a detox, I just start getting like mental clarity, and I start having questions, you know, like really questions for my higher mind, like, you know, why is this like this, why is that like this, and stuff like that. So that's basically what happened, because in the midst of getting all this clarity and purging some stuff and whatnot, because we're detoxing, is what happens every time. These things just came up for me. So I was asking, you know, saying to my daughter, because it was so, oh my gosh, every time I know I've watched the Mike Tyson documentary, like, I don't know, I've watched it, different ones, like so many. Every time one is out about him, I watch it. So, but it's like, it just, I don't know, every single time it gets me, you know, it gets me so upset what Don King did to him, and not just him, but like all those athletes, you know, all those boxers. And it just makes me so upset, you know, like, and you know, so then I'm like questioning the universe, like, how can the universe do that? Like, you know, why do people like him just get to keep doing stuff like that over and over and nothing happens? And that was just my question, you know. And I'm like, I never understand that. And like, and I feel like, you know, if I do the slightest thing out of line, you know, oh my god, the universe seems to hit me with the 1-2 with the 1-2 punch, like immediately, like, you know, at least that's how I feel, you know. It was so funny because, you know, asking it is giving, and obviously I'm having this conversation with my daughter and asking her this question because I wanted the answer, you know, and I'm in this mental space right now to receive the answer. So I wanted the answer, that's why I asked. And you know, everyone around us is our angel, you know, everyone around us is our higher self. They're a reflection of our higher self. So that's why, you know, if you have a question, ask the person around you. You never know the wisdom that they will impart upon you, I'm telling you. Because like my daughter, she has much wisdom. She said the most profound thing, and it's not even like I didn't know this, because I know this, you know, but you know, sometimes you need that reminder and whatnot. So she said the most profound thing, that, you know, that's you believing in karma, and that doesn't exist. There is no right and wrong, you know, false sense of morality, you know, your perception of what this reality is. And so how can a person be so-called punished? You know, how would that even exist? What is that? What would a punishment even be? And then that's also, you know, your ego, you being judgmental, you know, about what's justice, why this person should be, you know, handled, or why they should be somehow punished in some kind of punitive charges, you know what I mean, and damages or whatever should be awarded because of what they did. And you know, and that is so very true. And so I felt like, wow, you know, that's why, and it just goes back to the point, this is why I do the detox every quarter, because it's so important it helps you stay on track, and it helps you stay centered and balanced, and not get too far off track, you know. Because it definitely helps bring you back. Because I'm telling you, every time I do it, I get some profound epiphany or clarity about something that, you know, I really needed at that particular stage in my life. Because the funny thing is, like, so the day before, this was day 1 of the detox, I woke up and I was just feeling frustrated, you know, like wondering why you know, I feel like I'm the only one that I know that has the struggles that I have, you know, and I know that we all feel like that. You know, we feel like why is this happening to me? You know, it doesn't happen to anyone else but me. And you know, because we can only see through our own lens. We can't see through anyone else's. So it's always going to be only us that we think something's impacting. And I know all of this, you all. You know, I know it doesn't stop it from affecting me though, you know, mentally and emotionally. It doesn't stop that. That's what this spiritual work is though. You have to always put in work. Like it's no day off. It's just so constant. But I feel like doing the quarterly detox definitely reels you back in, because you know, over the course of the time in between, you know, you kind of stray a bit and you forget some things and you get a little fuzzy on some things, and you need those reminders, and it just brings it all back into perspective. And that's what it's doing right now. So this is all really what I'm expressing, is just kind of that clarification that I'm getting on this particular detox journey. And so but it was so helpful, because like I'm like, wow. And it was something Mike said in the document. It was what I love about him is how he knows that he is the universe. He is the universe. He is it. And so he realizes that everything that happens, that transpires in his life, is him causing it to happen. It is the law of cause and effect. No one else can cause it. You are the causer of your own reality, because you can only live in your reality. You can't be in someone else's head. You can't be someone else's consciousness. You can only be your consciousness. So how on earth could you be in anyone else's reality? You only in yours. And so, and I see, you know, how attuned to that he is, and I really love that about him. And just how he said that, you know, just like you know, all these things happen, you know, but I don't blame any of the people. I don't blame any of them. You know, I blame myself, you know, and not so much as a blame, just so much as an acknowledgement and an awareness of your role in creating your reality, you know, because this is you creating a thing, you know, not someone else creating it for. No one else can create your reality for you. And despite the cards that he was dealt, because I mean, my goodness, he had a really tumultuous journey, but he knew that, you know, within the depths of him, he knew that. And I love that. And so it was a quote he said, it was toward the end, and he was just saying, you know, I live life according to the fact that the past is history and the future is a mystery. And so I'm just moving forward. I'm just going on with my life, and I'm just present. And I love that. You know, I love, you know, that's my thing. Like, just stay present, do not get caught. Because that's what I was doing. I think that when I woke up that day one of the detox, I was kind of going down that roller coaster of, you know, all this laundry list of things that has just not, you know, panned out for me, and just hasn't happened and hasn't manifested. And why does this person get it? And look how, you know, they are, and how, you know, it's almost like how much better I am, you know, because that's really what that's doing. That's the ego, you know, that's the ego when you're comparing yourself to someone else's, or your life to someone else's life. That's all ego. Like, how do they deserve it and I don't? I mean, that's so ego. So it's like, because if I'm complaining about things I haven't manifested, you're not being honest with yourself if you say that that's not you comparing. Because what's your point of reference for, you know, whatever it is that you're wanting to manifest? It's got a point of reference. So that means there's some comparing going on. That's because that's you saying, oh, that person has that, I want that, you know, or that person's doing that, I want to do that. Like, there's got to be a point of reference. It didn't just come up out the clear blue, and like, no, there's a point of reference. So again, the ego, you comparing you to someone else's, and you don't know their path, and they don't know yours. They don't even know you exist. And so really, it was just such an epiphany for me. And I thought, you know, let's share this in the chat, because that was some real stuff right there. And I'm sure you all can relate out there. I mean, because it's life. It's all of us go through it with just feeling that way. And I mean, I know the people in the world can be so despicable and stuff like that. And you just wonder, you know, how are they here? You know, they don't belong here. And I mean, whether it's a Jeffrey Dahmer or something like that, you know, like they just are so despicable, and they do just the most horrific things, and you just wonder, you know, how do they just get away that long and nothing happens? Like, something's supposed to happen. For us, we're just saying, we're the judge, I guess, like, oh, something has to happen. Now, if you flip the script though, who sets the gauge for the seriousness, you know, the severity of what someone does? Because then that's when it's going to get ugly, because maybe you could do some small infraction, you know what I mean, and then you get this horrible punishment because whoever is the one that's setting that little morality gauge says that what you did is horrific. And so even though it could be the smallest thing, maybe you snipped a flower from someone's garden, and so for that, you know, you should be sent to jail for 5 years. You know, how dare you do such, you know, a horrible thing, like, you know what I mean? So, or oh, you killed that animal to eat it, you should die for that, because you made that animal die. For that, you should die. Like, where does it, you know what I mean, where does it end? And who sets that? You know, that's when it starts getting ugly. And so you definitely can recognize why the universe works the way it works. Because if it were to work that way, it would be complete chaos. We would be getting punished for this silliest thing. You know, if it was according to someone who is petty, and who decides who gets to be the judge? You know, and how do you get to be the judge? And who makes you the judge? And it just gets all these other questions, which, and like I said, ends up in being all this chaos. And so you do appreciate the neutrality of the universe, you know, and so, and you have to, then again, it comes right back to you being accountable. Like I said, how I admired Mike doing that and all the stuff that happened to him. And I mean, people really stole on him, you know, they did some really bad things. Yeah, and I'm not saying he did, I'm sure he did some really bad things, you know. It's just that he wasn't worried about other people. He was worried about himself. Like, I got to make peace with myself. I have to, you know, process my own trauma, heal from all these things on my own, because I am the one that's impacted and hurting from them. No one else can feel your hurt. You can only feel your own hurt and your own pain, and you can only heal yourself from those things. So he always brought it back to himself, and I just really love that. He kind of did it throughout the documentary, and I really appreciated that. But yeah, anyway, you all comment below, because this was a really rich a really rich build that I had with my daughter, and I definitely wanted to share it with you all and get you all's, you know, get some conversation in the comments going about what you all think about that, about karma. You know, do you believe in karma? Do you believe in morality? You know, how do you feel about it? Because that, I don't know, for me, it's this man-made concept that, yeah, it to me is birthed out of chaos, if I'm really being honest. I don't see how it's birthed from a place of love and a place of peace and neutrality. I don't see how it can be, because it's all judgment. It's very judgy, you know, because morality is inherently judgmental. It really is. It's saying this is right and this is wrong. And so who, according to who? Because like, if you go to one culture to another culture, something that this culture says is wrong isn't wrong in the other culture. And so where do you draw the line? And who? But it's humanity coming up with these things, you know. And so I just don't see how the scales are balanced there, you know. I don't see it. I just don't see it. Neutrality is balanced. Neutrality doesn't feel one way or another about anything. So in the sense of neutrality, there is no right or wrong. In the sense of the law of rhythm, there's no right or wrong. There's just the ebb and flow of life, and that's all that there is. You know, there's times when you're up and there's times when you're down, and you just keep going on this wave of life, you know, up, down, up, down. That's just what it is. And there's no right or wrong, though. There's just ebb and flow, and that's all there is. And so I don't know if I would classify that as karma or, you know, morality. I just don't. I don't see how, because karma, I don't know, when that word for me holds an energy that doesn't feel good. You know, I get a negative connotation whenever I even hear that word. It's like, it's very judgy, and it makes me feel like an attack, you know, like I don't know, have you all ever had an instance where maybe you've done something and someone said, yeah, karma's gonna get you? Like, it's like the big bad wolf karma, you know, like I don't see, like, it's not a good thing. It's not something that's positive for me or that feels any kind of good. It doesn't feel neutral at all. It feels very, very judgy, and I swear it feels like such an attack of character and stuff like that. And so even to say, and I'm not, and I know it's a difficult concept to kind of receive, because you, like I said, you see, you know, people do such horrific things in the world that we live in. However, at the same time, if you looked at it from the law of polarity, well, there's going to be, you know, extremes of things. That's how the universe actually functions. There's going to be extremes. There can't be hot without cold. You know, like, it just doesn't exist, you know, separate from one another. But then at the end, they're all the same, differing in degrees. So it's like, in the sense, there isn't but one. There's just the all, you know, there's just the one. There's no, you know, there's really not, it's really an illusion that there's even two different things, whether it's polarity, where there's opposites and whatever you want to call it. I mean, it's really essentially it's all one. The all is the all, and that's it. That's all there is. So anyway, you all, I know I'm going like extra under extra layers with this. I didn't intend for this conversation to get this this layered. So I'm going to end it here, and we're going to continue on our trek for today. And I don't know if I'm come back today, but I mean, I don't know. We will see what's going on if I come back on here today. But that was that for right now. Anyway, I'm just gonna keep charging the car, keep having my bill with my daughter, because we are really having a nice one. And I will see you all in a minute. Alright, you all, I am exhausted and I'm about to take a shower so that I can get comfy cozy vibes. I'm already starting the vibes, y'all. About to start the vibes, about to light it up, some candles and stuff, and just get it comfy cozy. But yeah, very tired. Been running around all day. At least it feels like it. I don't even think I have though. It just feels like I've been running around all day. Yeah, I think I'm actually gonna find one day and I'm just not going anywhere. I'm just gonna like sit in here and just like really relax and for real chill. So anyway, but yeah, about to take a quick shower and I'll be right back. I mean, I'm not gonna be right back for real. I'm gonna probably be back tomorrow.